Well, obviously, Luther's work, Calvin's work, many of the early reformers, fast forward even to some of the people in the Dutch Reformation movement, even in the early 1900s. Kuyper probably is the classic example of that movement. There are others, but Kuyper is definitely the ultimate example. Those people have had the most impact on me. Some of the contemporary pastors, people like Keller, Tim Keller at the Redeemer in New York City. And what I liked about what Tim's done is Tim realized early on he had to contextualize the gospel in a different way to reach the people in his church. And so I really like some of the stuff he's done in that area. But I think there are other contemporary guys that have done some really good stuff as well. I think that there also is a danger in getting swept up in what's working and using it just because that works, right? Keller had a reason to contextualize. He didn't do it because everybody else was doing it. He was doing it because he needed to do it in this specific instant. And so I think you got to be careful about that. But I think, I cannot tell you what influence probably Kuyper, a huge influence on me. And really, Kuyper talks about his lectures on Calvinism. They were called the Stone Lectures that he did at Princeton. You can find them. They're online. It's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, because it shows how that, and really Calvinism is kind of a worldview in itself. How that worldview is so applicable to what we're doing today. And that was 100 years ago, and it's even more so than he said it. So to me, that's a monumental piece.
What have you just? I'm curious. Have you read much Francis Schaeffer?
Oh yeah. Francis Schaeffer is great. I think Schaeffer. I love his stuff. He's not quite as structured as some of the other guys. It's kind of hard to nail him down in some areas, but very creative once again. And very much solid on the gospel. He's not drifting. And that's what we have to be. Can't drift.